名，2952票。
伟大、光荣、正确的中国共产党万岁！
这不是1-2万人的俘虏的问题，2个人的俘虏啊也要整。
This is not just the story of a man. This is the story of how patience, pain, and politics created the most dangerous leader of the 21st century, a boy branded a traitor's son, who would one day rise to rule 1.4 billion people. His name is Xi Jinping, and his journey reveals uncomfortable truths about power, survival, and dictatorship. Watch this very carefully, because inside this story lie lessons about how the world really works. The year was 1968, the world was changing, students marched in Paris, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, the United States was drowning in Vietnam, Japan and South Korea were entering their economic miracle, and yet, in the heart of Asia, China was bleeding. Mao Zedong's radical policies had devastated the nation. The Great Leap Forward of 1958 was supposed to turn China into an industrial paradise. Instead, it created the deadliest famine in human history. Up to 40 million people starved, villages disappeared, children died in their parents' arms. And in the cities, hunger was replaced by fear. Teachers, writers, and even senior officials were dragged out, beaten, and jailed for imaginary crimes. The Cultural Revolution had turned trust into betrayal. Sons reported fathers, students humiliated their teachers, books burned, temples fell. This was the China that shaped Xi Jinping. In the middle of this chaos was the family of a 15-year-old boy, Xi Jinping. His father, once a revolutionary hero, was branded a traitor. Overnight, the Xi family lost everything. The boy was banished from Beijing, thrown into a remote village with no school, no electricity, and no food. For 7 long years, Xi lived as the son of a traitor. He hauled manure and rice paddies, he slept on flea-infested beds, he watched villagers scrape weeds for food. For most people, this was humiliation. For Xi, it was education. He learned patience, he learned silence, and most importantly, he learned that in China, power does not come from rebellion. Power comes from the Communist Party. Xi applied again and again to join the party. Each time, rejection. Your father's crimes make you untrustworthy. Most would give up, but Xi treated rejection as information. He worked harder in the fields. He built trust with villagers. He showed loyalty in silence. And slowly, something remarkable happened. The villagers, once suspicious of this privileged boy, endorsed him for local party leadership. And in 1974, Xi Jinping was finally accepted into the Communist Party. It was his first lesson in power. Legitimacy does not come from demanding respect. It comes from enduring humiliation until your enemies underestimate you. In 1975, with party membership in hand, Xi leveraged his position to enter Tsinghua University. On paper, it was an education. In reality, it was access. Tsinghua was China's Harvard and MIT combined, filled with children of party elites. Xi was rejoining the aristocracy his father once belonged to. Networks were rebuilt, alliances formed. Then came 1978. Mao was dead. Deng Xiaoping rose to power. Twice purged himself, Deng had seen the horrors of Mao's ideology. He opened China to the world. Factories, trade zones, foreign investment. China's economic miracle had begun. And for Xi Jinping, doors reopened. His father was reinstated. Xi landed a position in Beijing's powerful military commission. But here's where Xi's genius shined. Instead of clinging to Beijing, he voluntarily exiled himself again to the provinces. While others clawed for visibility in Beijing, Xi went to forgotten provinces, Hebei, Fujian, Zhejiang, Shanghai. Each time he turned struggling economies into success stories. Farmers earning 60 yuan a month suddenly made thousands. Agricultural reforms, greenhouses, direct market access, incentives. Xi proved he could do the dirty work of governance. And this gave him something priceless: credibility. In politics, speeches make noise, but competence makes power. Then came Xi's golden test, Shanghai 2006. The city's party boss was caught in a $400 million corruption scandal. With the Beijing Olympics approaching, China needed stability. Xi was sent in. He cut privileges, canceled banquets, reassured investors. Growth stayed at 12.9%, and Beijing's Showcase Olympics went ahead without scandal. This cemented Xi's reputation as the man who could clean up crises. In 2012, Xi was promoted to general secretary. Party elders thought he was safe, humble, controllable. They were wrong. Almost immediately, Xi launched an anti-corruption purge. Rivals disappeared, generals arrested, billionaires silenced. By his second term, 60% of the Politburo owed loyalty directly to him. What was meant to be a puppet became the puppeteer. In 2018, Xi rewrote the rules. He abolished presidential term limits. He enshrined Xi Jinping thought into the constitution, meaning his ideology can never be questioned. And when 3,000 delegates voted on this change, not one dared to oppose. Zero dissent, absolute power. And terrifyingly, it worked. Between 2012 and 2020, America's GDP grew by 60%, India by 83%, but China by 111%. The country now controls 30% of global manufacturing, dominates solar panels, rare earths, and electric batteries. Militarily, China has fortified the South China Sea, crushed Hong Kong's democracy, and openly threatens Taiwan. Xi Jinping proved something the West refuses to admit. Dictatorship can deliver results faster than democracy. But here's the question: can fear build prosperity forever? Can 1.4 billion people be silenced indefinitely? Or will the very control that built China's rise also cause its collapse? This question will decide who rules the 21st century: democracies or dictatorships. Xi Jinping's rise was not luck, it was patience, it was survival, it was strategy. From manure pits to the throne of Beijing, from outcast to dictator, and that is what makes him the most dangerous man on earth. This was the rise of Xi Jinping, a story of power, patience, and politics. If you found this documentary insightful, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next Talk Maniac deep dive into the forces shaping our world. Thank you for watching.